Nice meeting you. Yeah, thank you for joining us again. Okay, welcome back to our first R&D Career Talk in Korea seminar, and thank you for taking your time to join us today. My name is Jane Kim, and I'm a culturalist, and you can ask any question during the session or after this session. Also, feel free to contact me to ask about the Korean culture, especially business and working culture. Definitely, it will be helpful for you. Okay, so I will be a moderator for the session today. And here I am with a panelist, Akira. And also I have here on my side an invited speaker, Antoine, together. So Akira, could you introduce yourself?
Yep, thank you for introduction. My name is Akira, hi everyone. And I'll be serving as a guest panelist for today's session. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm currently a KIRD student. I'm working as a PhD student at the Cultural Technology, and then I have some academic degrees both in Japan and the US, and then finally I'm getting my PhD here.
Thank you. Okay, this is actually fourth sessions of Career Talk, and KIRD is a government-funded institute under the Ministry of Science and ICT, and support the career development program specifically for researchers in science and technology field. In our first seminar, we invited a researcher from startups, and in the second session, we invited a researcher from the major Korean company. And then in the third session, we invited a researcher from a government-funded research institute. So you can see all those records on YouTube. And we had the meaningful talk and learned a lot from this experienced people, and also you can learn from that. So if you are curious about our previous seminar, you can watch the recording on KIRD YouTube. Okay, we hope this session gives you a new idea and practical tips as you are planning to get a job in Korea and land a good job in Korea. So we are really excited to have you here with us today. So if you have any questions or any comments during the session, please put that on the chat. Feel free to put that on the chat and ask a question also. So we will have a discussion time after the speakers talk, so we can explore further about any idea or question and answer. So we will be very interactive. So please feel free to put any comment and question on that. So before we get started, I'd like to briefly introduce our invited speaker, Antoine and principal researchers around 7 years in Hanguk Tire, Korean very famous tire company, manufacturer, and bachelors in mechanics and automations. Lisi Bakusan, sorry, maybe how can I? Vaucanson, yeah, France University, and also masters in mechanics automation from CNAM in France, and the Korea testing company. He worked there, and also he now working in Hanguk Tire, and he got a F6 visa. So now, please join me. Welcome our speaker.
Yeah, hello everyone, and thank you for having me here. So my name is Antoine, and I work for Hanguk Tire. And today I'm gonna do a quick presentation about how to build a career in Korea from a small business to a big company. So my presentation is gonna start with a quick self-introduction of myself. Then I'm gonna talk about my work in Hanguk Tire. And then we're gonna see the key differences between small and big companies in Korea. And we're gonna finish the presentation with some tips for global talents. So, about myself, so my name is Antoine Boyadjian. If you wonder why my name is Boyadjian, it's come from Armenia. My grandfather was Armenian. So, you know, in France, there's a lot of mixed culture. And so I'm 38 years old, and I have a master's degree in mechanical engineering from CNAM. And you can see a bit about my hobbies on the pictures. So I like to play tennis. I also like to work out a bit with some weightlifting. This is the home gym that I built in my own house.
Wow.
And I also like to run a lot. This is me finishing a half marathon, very struggling a lot. And I like to combine running and lifting. I do what's called high rocks. It's kind of a CrossFit event when you run and do some workout and run again. So yeah, a lot of workouts. I also like to play video games. I play video games with my son sometimes, but I try to focus on sport nowadays. So about my hometown in France. So I'm not from Paris. I'm from a city near Lyon, in the Rhône-Alpes area of France. It's like a southeast. So Lyon is named the city of lights, actually. And you can see here the very light, nice scenery. And also from my house, you can see the beautiful mountain range and some like fruit trees from here, and also a lot of nice rivers with pretty fancy cliffs. And also in the south of this area, we have the Provence. I guess people know about Provence and lavender and all of the good food based on olive and olive oils. So that's why when I cook in my house, I also cook this kind of food based on olive oil. I really like it. And my son also really like it. So, okay, now a bit more about my time in Korea. So I arrived in Korea in 2012, but actually my first introduction to Korea was in 2010, in July, when I was in Ireland to learn English. I met some Korean friends there. They were also learning English in Ireland. And I got to meet them, and we became very good friends. And they told me, when you finish your studies, you should come visit us in Korea. So that's what I did. I graduated in 2011, and in 2012 February, I did my first trip to Korea to see my friends there. And actually, they live in Daejeon. That's why the first city I've been to in Korea was in Daejeon. And I really liked it there. I really liked the atmosphere of Korea. And before starting to work in France, I wanted to spend some more time, abroad, traveling. So I decided to spend a year in Korea. So after my first trip, I came back in June, and I entered Chunam National University Korean language school. So my goal was to learn Korean for a year, while I could also enjoy a bit the country, traveling around. But the thing is, like, by October, I was already kind of running out of money, so I had to find a part-time job. And through my Korean friend, I could find a part-time job in Korea in a small business. And I got very lucky because this small business was looking for an engineer, mechanical engineer. And the boss of that company actually could speak French. He was a Korean PhD, but he did his PhD in France. So he was, we connected very well together because we could speak in French together. And when my year was finished, I had either the chance to go back to France or stay in Korea for a bit more. So I asked my boss if he could give me a full-time contract. And we could get it. But at the time, I was not married. So I had to get an E7 visa. So it's a foreign talent visa. And usually this visa is pretty hard to get for the companies because they have to explain why they need you and not a Korean person to do the job I'm supposed to do. But luckily, for me being French, and our company at the time, a lot of contact with French companies also. So I was kind of a link between the French companies and Korean companies. So with this point, I could get my visa and start working in that company. And then in 2016, I got married. So I got the wedding visa. And in 2018, so I briefly went back to France to see a bit my family and help my mom with some stuff. And I came back and I worked for Hong Tire. I got a job in Hong Tire. And in 2019, I got the birth of my son. So he's now 6 years old. In 2020, I bought a house. So it means I'm here in Korea. That was the nail in the coffin. Okay, I'm here in Korea forever. And in 2025, so this year, I got actually a promotion in Hong Tire. So I wrote that just to prove that even in Korea, even as a global talent, you can still climb the ranks of the company. Okay, that was it for my time in Korea. So it's a bit long. I hope I didn't bore anyone. So a bit more about my work in Hong Tire. So I work in the virtual technology project. And the virtual technology, of course, we need some virtual tire. So to create a virtual tire, first we draw a 2D layout of a tire with all of its essential components. And we have a 3D pattern here. And we're going to take the layouts and we're going to generate a 3D tire, and we're going to apply this pattern all around it to make a full 3D tire ready to do some simulations. So then the virtual process with this tire is going to be to do some virtual tests, then some virtual manufacturing, and then we're going to carry on with the real manufacturing and test of the tire. So in terms of virtual tests, we try to reproduce what's being done in real life. So for example, we're going to take the foot shape of the tire, see like the shape on the road. We're going to do some driving tests. We're going to see the rolling resistance of the tire. And we're going to do a lot of dynamic tests and also environment-related tests. So we're going to see how the tire is going to react on wet or on ice or on snow. and also some noise and vibration related test items. So that could interest Akira. We checked and see how the tire is going to vibrate into certain conditions and what kind of sound it's going to produce. And also sometimes some companies ask us to do some particular tests, and we can do all of that on computer. So the main advantage of doing that is we don't have to build an actual real tire, real prototype, and make the tests. And if you're not happy, we have to scrap the tire, make a new one. We can really gain a lot of time because we do everything virtually. And if we're not happy with something, we just change our spec and do the simulation again. So we can really cut our development time by a lot. And we can improve the quality of our tires because we really get the target that we want. And then we do the virtual manufacturing. So that's the part that I'm working on mainly. I'm in charge of developing this system in Hangul Tire. So we try to reproduce the real tire manufacturing process. So a tire is made of rubber, you know. So first we're going to mix all of those rubbers to create the materials that we want. And we're going to extrude those rubbers. So the tread part, the side of the tire, we're going to extrude all of that. And then we're going to put them all together on the building machine. And we're going to create what we call a green tire. So it's an uncured rubber tire. And then we're going to take this green tire and put it into a curing machine where it's going to be pressed onto a mold at very high temperature and very high pressure. And we're going to obtain our finished tire. So we try to reproduce this process to see if there are any non-conformities along the manufacturing process. So by doing the building and curing simulation, we can see if there are some problems with the spec or with the manufacturing conditions. And we can also check if we can build this tire in all of our factories around the world. So thanks to this, we can also really cut development time and make sure this tire is going to be well manufactured in our factories. Okay, so that's it for my work in Hangul Tire. If you have some questions later, maybe you can ask in the panel. Now we're going to talk about the key differences between small and large Korean companies. So first of all, the work style. So as you know, in a small company, usually it's going to be maybe 35 people at maximum. And you're always near your boss. If you have any question, any issue, you can go to your boss directly and ask to resolve the issue or not. It's very, very straightforward. And also, it's quite multitasking because sometimes you're not just doing some engineering like I did, for example. I was also doing a lot of translation work. So since we were working a lot with foreign companies, French or American companies, I had to translate a lot of documents because I was the one that was able to do it in the company. But in a big company, usually it's going to be much more specialized. You're going to be doing what you've been hired for. So there's less flexibility on this. And decision making, so as I was saying, is very fast and informal in small companies. If you want to buy a test item, or if you want to buy a machine for your project, you can go to your boss, say, I want to buy this. Okay, you buy it. But if you want to do this, for example, in Hangul Tire, there's a lot of procedure, a lot of documents to write, and a lot of person to get approval from. And depending on the price of what you want to buy, sometimes it can be very fast, but sometimes it can take 6 months to buy something. So suddenly your project is going to take much longer to be done, you know. So yeah, that's a bit of a drawback. And in terms of visibility, so what I mean by visibility is, are you going to get noticed in the company or not? So of course, in a small company, you're right next to your boss, so he knows exactly what you're doing. It's very easy to stand out. But in a big company, you're, for example, in our research center, we are almost 1,000 person. And for the boss, you cannot know every single person. So you have to find your identity that allows you to stand out among all those people. So it can be a bit challenging. Then in terms of career growth, so when you work in a small company, you're going to be doing a lot of different tasks, as I was saying. So you're going to get a very, very broad experience. Like when I work in Korea testing in my small company, I learned a lot of different skills. Even just writing emails, you know, because that's not something you teach in school. And, and I got to do it so much. No, I really, I mean, it's very easy for me, it's like a no-brainer. But I know some people are going to have trouble with that. But it's something, for example, in a big company, you don't really get to use it sometimes. So yeah, you can learn much more in small companies. And big companies is more defined, and again, more competition. So if you don't have the item to make you stand out, it's going to be very harder to climb the ranks of the company. And in terms of support, of course, for small companies, there are very few benefits. But in a big company like Hangul Tire, we have access to a lot of different training. For example, if I want to specialize in AI, I can just go and apply for some AI courses, and there's a high chance like the Koreaṋ is going to pay for it and give me the time, allow me the time to go and do those training to develop myself. And of course, it's also you have to explain why you want to do this, because it's always going to bring some new benefits to the company by doing that. So usually it's good to train yourself, and the big companies offer that structure. And a lot of good systems too. For example, I've been sending my son to the daycare of Antoine for free for like 5 years. It's not something you can get in small companies. You have to do everything yourself. But in Antoine, I just go in the morning, drop my son in the daycare, and go to work right away. So this kind of system, of course, are much better in big companies. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about skills and quality needed to work in a big company in Korea. So first of all, it's going to be adaptability and patience. So as I was explaining, if you want to buy something, it's going to take a very long time. So because there's a lot of bureaucracy, everything moves very, very slowly. So you have to really learn all of those processes and not be scared of also asking people around, like, who should I ask first if I want to buy something? And then you have to really learn how to navigate all of those processes. And it can be very challenging at the beginning, especially if you're a global talent. You don't really maybe understand those Korean rules very well. It can be challenging at first. So it's something to learn, very important. And of course, communication skills. So of course, English is good, but you must learn how to speak and present stuff in Korean also. It's very important, because even though some companies try to be more global and a lot of presentations are also done in English, it's still everything is really, the base is all done in Korean. So you must be able to clearly communicate in Korean, and also use a structured way to communicate, very straight to the point. We don't have, when you do the meetings in Antoine, for example, we don't just like chit chat or with no real defined goal. Usually there's a topic of the presentation, a topic for the meeting, I mean, and you have to make sure you know how to structure your work and explain yourself properly. And collaboration. So in big companies, usually it's not just one big building with many people in there. It's a lot of branches, sometimes branches abroad, sometimes completely different type of company inside the same company. For example, I work in the research center of Antoine, but I have to work a lot with the factories. And it's a complete different culture between the research center and the factories. Sometimes it can feel like a complete different company. And people sometimes are not very collaborative, because they are busy and with their own work. And even though you're same company, Antoine, you need some help, they can be reluctant to help you, because So you have to make sure you know how to approach those people, and always in a very respectful way, and make sure you know how to talk with those departments. And again, you need some to help sometimes with people who've been here for a longer time, who have some contact. Maybe it's good to ask those people to help you navigate your way around the company. And for the second part, so we have professionalism. So in terms of dress code, I mean, you cannot really come just wearing shorts and flip-flops. You have to be decently dressed. Of course, nowadays the trend is still very casual, so we don't wear suits and ties, at work. But still, you have to be properly dressed. And of course, punctuality is also very, very important. So in a small company, let's say your car breaks down on the way to work, you can just call your boss and tell, I'm going to be maybe 15, 20 minutes late because my car broke down. And he's going to, okay, no problem, take your time. But in Antoine, for example, every day you have to come at your desk before 8 a.m. and you have to check in, make sure you're here. And if you're 1 second late, there's an alarm, and why you're late. And sometimes you have to take like half a day off from your holidays because you've been late.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very strict. So of course, your team leader, if you can, sometimes you can arrange, you can like be nice and clear the situation for you. But still, it's very, very important to be punctual. And documentation matter more, because again, a lot of reports. So you have to make sure you can write clearly your documents. And of course, understanding the company's internal culture. And even sometimes the culture, as I was saying, shifts from a team to another. You can be in the same department, but if different team, it's going to be very different culture. So you have to kind of read the room, understand how your team leader operates, how your colleague operates, and try to match that to make sure you can integrate yourself well. And of course, very important, the networking. Building a relationship with colleagues or mentors inside the company. This is very, very important because at first you're going to be lost. There's a lot of different things to learn. So it's always good to have someone, and you should never be afraid to ask when you don't know about something. It's very important, and people won't judge you because you don't know anything because you just got here. So it's very important to find someone you can trust and ask a lot of questions, and and build your internal connections to make your life easier. So for me, when I had to do a lot of tests in factories, I tried to find the right people to talk to, and every time I had some issue, I was asking them, "Oh, can you help me with this?" And they could contact me, let me contact another person. It was very important to create your own network inside the company, not outside, but inside the company too. Okay, so for the final topic of today, I'm going to give you some tips. So main tip is going to be Korean language, very, very important. So myself, I didn't take the TOPIK exam in a very long time, but I would say I'm about level 4. So I'm fluent enough to be able to speak Korean to everybody around and do presentation in Korean. So this is very, very important because even in the interview, it was in Korean. So if you cannot speak well enough, it's going to be a very, very hard for the company to explain why they need you more than someone else. So, and even it's going to be hard for yourself because you're going to have to find the couple of person who can speak English to navigate around. Your life is going to be hard. People around life is going to be hard. So yeah, I think Korean language is the main tip. Very, very important. And again, the cultural awareness. So yeah, understand the hierarchy. In the big companies especially, the ranks are still very defined. So of course nowadays in Hongtae they try to kind of make everything horizontal. No chief, nobody stands out, but still you still have the department chief and the team leaders are still above. So you have to make sure you know how to talk to these people and understand how the culture works. And again, observe before acting. Very important. So usually when you arrive in a big company, they always do at least a month of training. In Hongtae, the new trainees, they arrive on January 1st, and usually for 1 or 2 months, they only do training when they learn all about the company, like all different branches of the company, what the company does. And then even when you start working, when you go to your desk, when you start working, you still have at least 6 months when you're not really working. You kind of just learn what your team is doing, and you have to use this time to really observe how everybody is acting and what is the work style in your team, how the people are acting around. So yeah, observation. You have really make sure that you use your time first to do that. And again, find some allies. So look for some global-minded colleague. If you can speak Korean very well and they can speak English, it's even better. But find someone who can help you. And even usually in companies, they do that for you. For example, in Hongtae, when you arrive, they give you a mentor in your team. You're gonna have a mentor. You're gonna do some activities together. You're gonna do some training together. You're gonna go have dinner together. Like they really try to make people hang out like this to create some connections. So most of big companies are going to do that, but just in case, try to find some allies. And usually those allies are going to be people who came in the company at the same time as you. The dongi, as we call them, usually.
Important.
That's the most important friend base in the company usually. And again, keep learning. You have to always try to improve yourself and learn some new things that can help you rise in the ranks and also help you get better at your job. And if you show also that you're really willing to learn, either about the company or either like new stuff, people are going to recognize you. This one is really eager to work here, maybe, and you got a better recognition, and it's going to be easier for you also to climb the ranks. Okay, that's it for me. I was maybe a bit fast, but I hope you understood everything well. And if you have any questions, now it's time for it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Wow. I could listen whole your life journey from the beginning time in Korea, and now you are here working in 한국타이어. Great. Okay.
Yeah.
We received some questions in advance. So among those questions, we selected several questions to give you an answer. So let's start with the first question. So how was life as a researcher in Korea company? What do they expect of you before and after joining the company?
So yeah, before I came, so when I first came to 한국타이어, first I had to explain what I did in the past, and then they kind of try to adapt what kind of tasks I would be doing based on what my skills are. But they were also expecting me to learn new things. For example, when I first came in 한국타이어, I didn't know how to do any coding, but I had to learn how to use code in Python. I had to learn how to use simulation tools. All those things, they expect you to do this because if you were assigned to a team and that's what they do, they expect you to learn the new things like this. Yeah.
And how about Akira? Before you come to Korea for studying further, so any expectation from your professor?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. When I before coming to KIRD, I was in the US and doing the graduate research in the US, and I could have some chances to meet the KIRD professors or other Korean professors working in the US, and then they actually know the especially cultural differences between Korea and the US. So as Antoine explained, there are big differences between the Western culture and the Korean culture, and then I could learn in advance. And also regarding the technical side, basically the research I'm doing now is really similar to the one in the US. So for me there was not so big differences between the technical differences between the research step in the Korea and the research in the US.
I think this is a very different cases because you are from Japan. So Korean professor may have a higher expectation to you to adapt faster than from you, I guess. So
I think so.
Yeah, because of this is a kind of how to say the similarity paradox. So those are nearby country, we feel like oh, you may be very similar with us. So you have any struggle time about that? So
oh yeah, there is anything. So there is one thing really interesting for me because I was also supervised by a Korean professor while I was in the US. So they have some they are already adapted to the US culture. However, they were originally from the Korea. So our communication way or like as I expected, punctuality is kind of the US style, kind of rough, but it worked somehow. But once I came to the KIRD, even the same professor changed their attitude because there are so many colleagues. I mean, there's so many Korean professors, and also so many the Korean students. They are already following the traditional culture or the manners. So I somehow, I wanted to keep that relationship between the professor and me, but the adapting the Korean culture while I'm keeping the same relationship was kind of tricky for me.
Yeah, possibly. So it is a kind of sometimes difficult because their expectation may be higher in case of from similar cultural background. Okay.
I think it's gonna be even higher about Korean language because they're gonna think like Japanese people can learn Korean more easily. So they're gonna ask for more from him.
Asking like a better Korean level than people less surprised when you speak Korean, but big surprise when you speak Korean, right?
Yeah, it's always very funny. Every time I go to a shop or something, I say 안녕하세요. Oh, speak Korean so well. I just say hi in Korean. And, wow,
you're so good. Just to say hello. Then 안녕하세요, 감사합니다. If you speak some kind of accent, they will really surprise. Wow, you can speak some like a Busan accent or some dialect. It makes people very happy about. Wow, you are like all localized well. So, Okay, try learn some accent also. That is good. Okay, let's move on to the next question. Okay. What preparation did you do to apply for the job, and what was the interview process?
So for my very first job, it was very casual because it was just at the time it was just a part-time job. So I just went and met with the boss, and I explained my what I did at school before, and he explained what he was really expecting from me. So it was very, very straightforward. For Hanguk Tire, it was it was a longer process, of course. So I got employed through the experienced worker employment field. So there are two employments way in Hanguk Tire. You have the Shinip, so the new employee, people straight from school, who usually have like pretty long process. There are like 2 or 3 interviews, and then have a long training. For me, as an experienced worker, I just had to meet with the team first, with the team leader, and we talked together, and we could kind of talk about what I could do with the team. And then I met with the department leaders. It was just one interview, when I explained what I did in the past, what are my strong points, and then I got the job. Yeah, it was quite short actually for me.
So this means that working in a small company is kind of a very good credits that you could use it.
It helped me a lot. Yeah,
help you a lot
having
for
experience here in Korea, I could just keep the Shinip program, the new employee program, and go straight to experienced worker.
Yeah, very
program.
nice. Yeah. Because if you are working as a new employee, there are a lot of interview, especially like a big company.
Yes.
They are like a first round, second round, and third round, and also like a basket discussion round, and all these things are something very tough. But if once you have experience, then you can get a shortcut about this. So not just try to go directly to the big company. Maybe this kind of strategy is also maybe benefit for you to get a better job.
But also, so I didn't have much work experience in France actually before coming to Korea. But we have an employee in my company from Singapore, and he worked for a Singapore company before coming to Hanguk Tire. And this experience also helped him getting in. Because even though he worked abroad, he was still an experienced worker, and he could speak Korean, so he also could get in a bit more easily also.
Good tips.
Yeah.
Good tips.
So experience also abroad is also helpful. Yeah.
So if you are targeting some big company, if there is any like a target company, if you cannot go directly or having a long journey to overcome all those obstacles and interview and things, maybe you can have other plan first, then move on to the letters. Okay, so now let's move on to the next question. Are there any specific industry or technical field in Korea that actively hire international researchers or engineers?
So right now the trend is fully onto AI and data. In our department, we have a data analysis team, and they've been growing a lot in the past 2 or 3 years. And actually, at some point, there are like three foreigners working in that team. One guy from Ethiopia, one guy from France, and from Turkey. So yeah, it's the trend nowadays. But what I feel like I think it's even a bit too trendy. I feel like soon we're gonna have a need for more like engineers. We're gonna have to go back to mechanical engineers or electrical engineers, because now everybody is doing AI right now. So there might be even too many people doing it. So anyway, it's still trendy, so a lot of employment, but maybe in the near future it's gonna shift back to some other like engineering field, I think.
Then how about you? Then you are also using a lot of AI in your studying?
Oh yes. Even for the people have specific background for AI, that's really hard to like make really unique stuff. Because that a lot of people who are not from the AI background has also some knowledge or some technical AI. So in every field, like my main conference is acoustics, like Acoustic Society of America, Acoustic Society of Korea. There are so many research uses AI. AI is not the main target, but they use AI as one of the tools. So yeah, so I think like in many fields, it's not like a single field as AI. like AI for the acoustics, AI for some like simulation, AI for human-computer interaction. They should have a really specific like experience and knowledge about how to use AI for this specific area.
Yeah.
It is also like applicable to the job field, right? So those experience of applications in AI in your expertise can be a good skill set for the company work, because a company is now in the same situation. So every company, every industry, every study, now they apply AI. So that is now the same situation, same level, but your skill and experience can be like already, I don't know, it can be acceptable as a experience or not, but anyway, this skill can be applicable in the job field.
I mean, nowadays everything is about AI anyway.
Yeah, the same.
Like AI coffee, AI whatever.
AI coffee. What is AI coffee?
And even if you want to do a new project, a new task in Hangtae nowadays, just put AI next to it, and usually it's okay, do it.
Yeah. Whatever now we have to put AI like anywhere. Yeah. These days, everything, not only AI, something like robotics and automations and all these things are something in Korea trend, because labor cost is so high, not so high. We try to reduce those labor costs, so we try to replace those automations. So this field definitely is something important.
Just a quick thing also, it can also be very helpful for people learning Korean who are not really sure to speak Korean. For example, if you use ChatGPT for translation, it's very, very accurate, much more than Google Translate or Papago, those kind
Papago.
of. Yeah.
Oh, no.
It's very, very good. So if some people just start and are not really sure how to write an email in Korean or something, just type everything in English and translate, and usually it's 99% accurate in my experience. So
So from English to Korean is very accurate, right?
Oh, the other way also is
also?
good. Yeah. For what I saw. Even French to Korean is good too.
Oh, really? Sometimes I found that Korean people, the Korean languages, without having a subject or the object, still it makes sense. So Korean words is like no subject and no object, but they still communicate. So we put that kind of sentence on their AI or ChatGPT or Papago or Google. They have to just find the object and subject. So they just put the random words there, she or it or something. So it's kind of a wrongly they translate it. So if you are using the proper Korean sentence, if there is any like a short sentence, you try to find the who is doing and the for what. So because of a Korean, like the way of a like a language speaking is totally different. So if you find that one, and translation become a very accurate, I think.
Right. Usually, if it's a formal company email, it's going to be easier to translate because
mostly they are very formal.
So that's better.
I also found recently that there's one case is that very scary boss, very easily get emotional and angry. Then he say, "Oh, do that like that," but normally he missing those are exactly what it is. So I said that. I ask you to as we did before. Then what was the as we did before, right? You can ask to him. He knows who is him. So all these things are something very difficult. But in case of your boss, is very easily get angry. Then this day, young generation, they put those boss communication word. He said it. Can you interpret what he is saying? And there are list of answer that possibly A and B. And if you put that many times, this AI ChatGPT also learning about your boss, and they give you a better answer. So more and more they put that into the interpret of those boss communication style, then they get the right answer later on. So that is one tip that I learned from recently. Okay, interesting. Okay. Okay, what are the challenges that you face scaling up the company?
Well, mostly it was my first years. It was communication with other departments. I was trying to carry on with my project, but I had to communicate with a lot of different departments. So it was very hard to do that at first, but I got used to it, and I learned how to do it, so I got better. And again, standing out also was pretty hard, even though I'm a tall white guy in a Korean company. standing out in terms of work was also a bit harder. I had to find my own identity and what I can work on with confidence and make sure when I do a presentation, I'm really comfortable presenting what I do. So yeah, that was also an important thing. But now that I can do that, that's why I said I could get a promotion recently. So yeah, that was the challenge. Yeah.
I think as you are standing out as a global talent in Korea, there can be a benefit or disadvantage sometimes. So if you
it's
just
both,
a
yeah.
small mistake, it also standing out. If you something good, wow, global talents doing this well, easily. So that is something benefit and also disadvantage, I guess.
For sure.
But you don't have because you looks like exactly Korea. So you face any times that people misunderstand that you are Korean and asking you whatever you like a Korean.
Yeah, and then when I talk in really foreign Korean, they were really disappointed. Or it's not Korean.
Yeah. So they just talk to you Korean.
Yeah.
Then they say, "Oh, I don't understand and I don't know."
Sometimes I cannot understand. It's really shame. Yeah, that's why that's really motivated me to learn Korean more.
Yeah, good. So you can learn more Korean by that.
Yeah, actually, when I before coming in the Hongtae Research Center, there were already 2 Chinese working in there. But same as Akira, they look Asian and they could speak very good Korean, so there's absolutely no problem getting integrated. And the thing is, like when I first got there in Hongtae, the chief, the recruitment chief told me I was kind of a test also. See, if you do well, maybe we're gonna try to recruit some more foreigners, some more global talents. So that was kind of a test for them to see. So thankfully, I did well enough, and now they try to employ more and more global talents. At first it was only Chinese.
So I don't know, this is a global tendency or Korean tendency. Korean has some kind of tendency once you hire, like let's try first hiring like a global talent or not only global talent. In case of a hire from Seoul National University, from KIRD, or from Daegu, or so they got a kind of a stereotyping as with one experience. Actually, that is very true. And once there is a very good experience, then I know, somebody from Daejeon. Normally, Daejeon people so kind. They easily get like a generalized. Actually, that is very true. So, if there are any person that you get to know who is working in a big company and he got a very good reputation, definitely he can recommend you also. You try to having this kind of a networking and connections. That person give you like open the road for you to walk something. So I think that is a good way to connect it with the people who already get a job in a good company that you are targeting. Okay, next questions. What advice would you give to international students who hopes to build a long-term career and settle in Korea's R&D environment?
Well, again, learn Korean.
Learn Korean. First one is first thing.
Always the first one is learn Korean and find your identity or the item that you're really good at working on and that you can promote well. That's pretty much what the main points.
Are you planning to get a job here after?
Not yet decided, but yeah, that's gonna be really like dream.
Dream. Good. Then, still you think it's a positive to be here, right?
Yeah, I mean, like the culture wise, Japan and Korea is very similar, and Korea is really like the society in Korea is really sophisticated. It's really convenient comparing to the US, and the field is good. Then also the company pays a lot of money for the research as well, because the research cannot be done by the company if you don't have that much, the energy for. I mean, money is it's so difficult. So I think it's really good environment for working as a researcher.
So are you learning Korean now?
Yeah, very hardly.
Oh, really? Good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
luckily my lab mates, there are so many Korean lab mates, so they
Mm.
really helped me to learn.
But sometimes I heard a lot of students studying in KIST because they do not need to use Korean because those are lab mates all speaking Korean, English. So they face that after graduation when they try to get a job because the environment was okay without any Korean. But later on, finally, they need to encounter this kind of big challenges because of they cannot speak any Korean. So I think if you haven't decided yet, but it is good for you to having this skill first, right? While you are there.
Oh yeah, and also I think like being here really benefits you to learn Korean, of course, because I was learning Korean before coming to here in the US, and then I was learning and then becoming a better and better. But once I came here and really like faced the really like a Korean social, it's kind of it became like this.
Of course.
Yeah, the
Immersion.
learning curve became really like
And,
big.
Also, another point is because we talk about long-term career, but I see in Daejeon, I live in right in the center of the research department of Daejeon. There's KIST, China University, and a lot of research centers, a lot around there. And I see a lot of people from Pakistan or India, and but I think they are all there only for short term. They come and they do a task in the research center, and then they leave. But if you want to stay long term, it's very important to speak Korean also for your visa, because if you're not married to a Korean person, you can get a residential visa, but to get this, you must be able to learn Korean well enough to go around. And but if you get this visa, then you can pretty much work everywhere, because the company doesn't have to get the visa for you. You get your own resident visa, and you can go to any company, apply, and it's going to be much smoother to be employed, because don't have to fight to get you in.
Language is a kind of the big challenges, but something also not easy to get it in short term. So if you are in a situation in Korea, exposed to many Korean and Korean language, then maybe you are very busy studying now, but still recommend you to make time to study and interact with a lab mate in Korean, try to learn more. That will be really benefits, because once you face and try to get a job, and it is not easy to get the short-term skill up. In case of language, it is the most challenging one.
And with internet anyway, it's very easy to learn nowadays. So many ways to learn on internet, so many different websites.
These days a lot of and also drama.
Even we can use the ChatGPT.
ChatGPT. You can communicate with
we can conversation.
You can say, teach me Korean, it's going to teach you Korean.
If you don't have a time, you can use a ChatGPT to communicate with. That is the opposite. In Korea, we try to speak English through ChatGPT and communicate, learning English more. I see. Okay, so are there long-term career pathway for global talent in Korea academia or industry?
Yeah, there are. Of course, I mean, I saw people who've been here for 20 years, and so you can stay long-term as long as you're really, again, willing to learn the culture and the language and get a proper visa. You can stay here for long-term. There's no problem.
I saw yesterday on YouTube about the interview with a global talent in R&D field from KIST, and talking to the president about the visa. And the president mentioned that there is some kind of improvement point in a visa for the global talent, because Korean definitely they want to keep you here and don't want you be the outside of Korea, because we need to develop, and then we want to have a talent. So definitely this one will be improved, because there was a direct comment from president on YouTube. I saw that. You can also research that one. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. As a foreigner from Pakistan, there was one researchers and friends from Pakistan. he said that I don't know if my nationality matter in acquiring opportunity like a research business. Actually, I am thinking on the available option for opening a research-oriented company in South Korea later, whenever possible. I am in between the struggling stage and want to know if this platform could provide me insight on what I am looking for.
Yeah, so you mentioned Pakistan, and for what I saw in Hangul so far, is there is no discrimination about country. We had a guy from Ethiopia working for us. We have a few from Turkey, Singapore, China, Germany, France, a lot of different nationalities. There are no, I didn't see any discriminations for that. And as I was saying, I see a lot of people from even Bangladesh or India or Vietnam also in the research area of Daejeon. So in terms of that, I don't see there is any discrimination as long as you're willing to really integrate yourself in the culture, of course. And it talks about opening your own business. So okay, this is something I'm not really able to reply, but as far as I know, you cannot really create your own business by yourself as a global talent. You need to have some Korean associate to do it. If I reference, I have a French friend in Daejeon who made his own brewery. He makes beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's been here for 20 years. He's been here for a very long time. And he opened his own bar and his own brewery, but he did everything with his wife. He had to have a Korean associate, and he had to employ Koreans also in his business. It was a requirement. So yeah, it can be challenging. I don't think you can just come and open your own business by yourself and start working. You have to also kind of associate yourself with Koreans. Yeah.
So do you have any friends or any Japanese friends here in Korea?
Oh yeah, actually there are some Japanese friends in my lab.
Lab friends. Okay. So what? How long are they in your lab, and what is their future plan? They are also planning to be here in Korea or not?
He's been here for I think almost 3 years, and then trying to get job. He's applying for internship right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Love to hear that. So now, not only the in an institute or also in the many other university level also, not in the R&D field. So many students are actually in Korea now, they try to get a job, and I think it is open to young Korean and global talent also in the future soon, because now they started like this kind of program is also for the global talents to get settled down in a company in Korea and land a good job here. So that is something definitely supported by the governments, and definitely there are more and more programs in the future for you. So I really hope that you have a positive mindset and continue to pursuing a job in Korea. Nice. Okay, so now we would like to move on to some questions that we received on the chat. So I saw that there are many questions. Great, thank you. So in the middle of the talk, if you have any further question, please feel free to put that on the chat so we can answer for that. If there is any question that we cannot cover during this time, then we will answer you on the Padlet. So we have one Padlet link will be shared on the chat. Then you can put that question there. Also, you can put your LinkedIn profile address there, so we can be connected to each other. And also there are previous speaker and panelists LinkedIn address profile there, so you also can connect it with them. And also you can send a message if you have any question, because there are cases of a startup. One person mentioned about the startup and getting founding a company here. You can talk with them and also get some idea from them. And also there are a company from big major company like Hangul Tire, there are Samsung SES. So you also can connect with them. So try to search this Padlet and also find some good insights from that. Okay, so questions from the chat. There was a question. What do you think a company will look for especially like a quality from potential employee as a higher level quality for global researcher position, and how do they see this in application interview process? Hireable, good words.
Hireable.
Am I a hireable person or not? Good words, yeah. What do you think?
No, not too bad, yeah, I think.
So what will be the major points they would like to see through the person?
Well, yeah, since you have to compete with Korean people, usually you have to find the quality that makes you stand out compared to Korean people. So it could be your native language, actually. You know, if a company has some branches abroad, being someone from that country could help you get in. But or if you work on a very particular research item, it can also be very beneficial. But again, yes, competition about Koreans. So when the company employs you, you have to understand why it will be you and not a Korean person. So you have to find the thing that make you stand out.
So how about you? Have you ever faced in the studying and research that you need to compete with the Korean?
Not specifically, but like there are some the chances to get the like a research fund or the scholarships, and then it might not be limited only for Korean, but there are so many the competitive situations for getting the opportunity for research as well.
Definitely, yeah. So one thing I also want to highlight here, because there was one researcher get a job in Korea and succeeded in their career. He mentioned that sometimes if you are too much focusing on the like a language skill, you cannot be as good as like a native speaker, right? Definitely. So you do not focusing on your shortcomings. So you should learn how to express of your strengths. But sometimes people too much, I cannot speak as good as like that, and I'm less experienced. But because of that kind of thinking, and you are too much onto that kind of a thinking, you are not good enough to showing your talents enough. So this is something that one of our researchers, like a global researcher, trying to emphasize a lot. So definitely that is important.
Something also was very interesting when I was learning English. One of my English teachers told me that engineers have a very hard time learning English because they're going to focus too much on their mistakes. They're going to try to be perfect, speak perfectly right away.
Oh, yes.
And they're going to spiral and in the end not even be able to speak at all. So yeah, something usually I guess the way engineers think about it, they always try to solve the problem, but they don't try to find the benefits in the other places. So yeah, as you explained, it's better to find your strengths and maybe capitalize on your strengths. And
it is also, I think, good benefit, I think, because most of the engineer, those R&D people or the engineering area people, they are not good at language. That is definitely. Of course, there are people who can speak a good language, good English or good Korean, or however, most of them in Korean, they don't speak good English in the field of engineering. Even they speak English, they are not so much good at delivering good messages because they have not much chance and they are very focusing on the depth and they are not much good at speech or presentation skills. So what I found is once you have a language skill and you have a presentation skill, that is a really, really big benefit because in your field, not many people having that. So yeah, speaking languages, something that we constantly coming up, cannot ignore.
Yeah, there is one thing I really noticed here is the Korean people really prioritize oral communication than the text-based communication. Yeah, they frequently ask to call phone, and they don't even put their email address for the questions.
This means they are just like because of this pali culture, they cannot they cannot be patient to write down properly. So they just they just want to talk whatever comes up to their mind.
So I think there is one idea we have to prioritize how to explain what we think.
Yeah, that is very true. You know Korean national number?
Yeah.
A2?
National number.
8 plus 8.
A2. Korean national number A2.
Okay,
Yeah, that is a 빨리빨리.
Yeah, 빨리.
What a coincidence. Okay. Okay, let's move on to the next question. What were the most important factors that helped you transition successfully from working in a small company to a larger company like a Hankook Tire? And what advice would you give to international researcher hoping to build a long-term R&D career in Korea?
Well, for me, the most important was my experience in Korea, working in Korea for 6 years before going to Hankook Tire. So my experience helped me, and again, being able to speak Korean and not being afraid to really soak in the culture also really helped me. So yeah, if you want to build a long-term R&D career in Korea, you have to, of course, again, we repeat it a lot, but speak Korean. And when you get in the company also, you really have to match the culture. For example, let's say your team leader really likes to go 회식, company's dinner, and he likes to drink. If you don't show up in those dinners, or if you don't drink with them, suddenly you're already out of the team. They won't say like, "Oh, you're out," but they won't see you as a peer as much as someone who does it. Of course, I know it's not good. It's not really a good thing, and it's evolving a lot nowadays. For example, even in Hankook Tire, there are not a lot of 회식s, not a lot of company dinners. Sorry, we don't. We do like maybe like once every 2 months. And if you don't want to drink, you don't drink. But at least show up. It's very important to match that if you want to be long term. If you don't do that, then they're gonna be out of the team. Mentally, people won't really want to associate with you because like, oh, this guy is no fun. He's not coming.
So once or twice you are not attending, then people easily assume that maybe you don't want to attend. So maybe not asking you to join.
So
it's
not a good way to stand out.
I think there are some cases that like from Muslim country they don't drink, and in this case maybe they feel like uncomfortable to join. But I think still, if it is okay with your belief that still recommend to join, even you don't drink alcohol. You can drink some beverage. And
it's no problem as long as you show up. It's fine. In my team, many people don't drink alcohol, and the team leader is not saying anything, so it's okay.
Just hang out together.
It's very important.
Can you drink well?
Oh yeah.
That is a big benefit.
Yeah, maybe that's why I'm still in Korea. Maybe I think. And it does help me a lot. Yeah.
I think you're also a good drinker, right?
Yes. They often hang out there for alcohol, and then they bring their own alcohol to drink. This is really good one. You cannot drink this in a restaurant.
Right. Yeah.
And they really like to explain and discuss about the drink.
Really?
Alcohol.
Wow.
And if I can also talk about an example, is before I was recruited in Hankook Tire, they tried to recruit also another global talent, and it was a girl from Iran. So she was Muslim and she couldn't speak Korean, and she didn't drink, of course. And the company recruiters, they got a bit scared, like, oh, but what if the team doesn't like her, and what if she has to pray twice a day, and she cannot speak Korean, or it's gonna go around. It was so she couldn't get the job, even though she was perfect for the job that would have been assigned. But because of those barriers, she couldn't get it. But that was maybe like more than 10 years ago. So of course now the culture changed, but there's still some part of Korea is gonna still be like this. Now a company like Hankook Tire, they actively try to recruit foreigners, so they try to lower the standard. They don't expect someone to be a perfect, like just like a white Korean. They don't expect that. So it gets better, but still, there's some issues for that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like the research is kind of teamwork, so that making good relationship is really important.
So, there are two different type of fits on the job. Like a job fit, your capability, your talent fit on the job. And company fit, organization fit. Something like you can fit well into this team or organization. That is also a very important point. I think Japan is very important in this culture fit. So culture doesn't mean only society culture. The culture of company is also one of the important parts. So when they are looking at you, when they see your resume, maybe they think about, is this person well fit into our team or our culture? Then that is another point. So like example that at the beginning, maybe they have some kind of afraid because they didn't experience. This is something from their just out of their non-experience, just afraid about those strangeness. But once they experience like a Hanguk Tire, then maybe they're more open-minded, and then Antoine said, only once every 2 months, right? That is after COVID-19, it becomes very less. So in case of research, your school maybe it is private, right? 3 to 4. These days, the company company dinner becomes like a more private, like a 3 people, 4 people, like with your colleague, if you want. There's not much of the like a big 회식 company dinner recently because it becomes very less, and also after having workplace anti-bully act enacted, then it becomes very less because people don't want to force you to go and join. It becomes a bullying. So this day they cannot force you, and they recommend you to join. But those opportunity is not also if you join there, they don't force you to drink alcohol, and they understand that even those young generation, they just say what they want. I don't want. I just do non-alcohol, and I just want to join, but I don't want to drink. So not only like a global talent, young generation, they talk like that. So it is okay. Be there just to recommend and try to mingle with them while you are studying also. Not only research center or not only in your school, and then outside of the social any gathering, we really hope you to join and experience more and try to learn more and fit into the culture. And those experiences will be a good way to telling while you are interviewing with the company, how well you are fit into the company organization, right?
And just one last thing about this. Actually, I did a 회식 this week, Monday. But even my team leader brought his own non-alcoholic beer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He doesn't want to drink alcohol.
Even though he loves alcohol, but it's changing a bit nowadays. I thought, no, maybe not tonight. I just bring his non-alcoholic beer.
Oh.
But yeah, just showing up is important now.
Yeah. So this is something that trends. It has been changed a lot after COVID-19.
Yeah.
Okay, so the need for the Korean language cannot be overemphasized, and practice makes perfect. In your company, do you usually speak Korean, or how do you communicate with your team?
Yes, 100% Korean for me.
Oh, really? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, day-to-day's task is all in Korean, presentations all in Korean. Yeah.
Especially you said that you need to talk to the manufacturing team and those operations. They cannot speak English, right? So if you don't speak Korean, definitely you need to ask somebody to talk, and that kind of relationship building is limited.
Yeah. So, but since in Hanguk Tire we have also technical centers in Germany and USA and Japan. So usually, if we do a big presentation, sometimes it can be done in English, and also most of our like very big official documents we try to write in English, so we can be shared all around the company. But still, for the smaller presentation, is all going to be 100% in Korean for sure. Yeah.
And how about all the research in English?
In case, yes.
Oh.
But sometimes we challenge. I challenge to use Korean because there are sometimes opportunity to the presentation at the domestic conference.
Are you participating in also domestic conference?
Yeah, of course.
Then you don't understand. If you don't understand,
I mean,
just smile and nod.
Recently, like a translation, the software is really convenient, and I I do prepare for the topic I'm interested in advance, so that I can at least understand the basic content of my research area, specific area.
I also recommend, this is not from me, from other speaker before, you try to go to the domestic Korean conference, even you don't understand, and show up face there, then you are standing out because you are non-Korean. Then, oh, yeah, my presentation. Oh, where are you from? You're Japan. Wow, why Japanese? Oh, my presentation is so good. My area is so important. It makes them feel like they are very proud of themselves. So you can get in touch with them and try to introduce yourself. And you just say that, oh, even I don't fully understand about what you are presented, I'm really interested in that one. That's why I come here to attend, to listen you. So that kind of a little bit of a compliment is giving you a very good, like a building relation and network. So there was one speaker recommending to attend a Korean conference, even you don't fully understand.
That's
But
very important.
for me, sometimes I can see when I'm the only, because I really stand out, as a white guy.
And also very tall.
Yeah. But, so sometimes when I do a training like this, so it's like 20 Koreans and me, and I can see the guy who's going to start speaking. Sometimes I can see panic in his eyes. Like, oh, wait, can you speak Korean? Do I have to do it in English? Like, okay, I can speak Korean. Like, oh, like, okay.
So in a training time, and the trainer came, and it's non-Korean.
Yeah.
Wow, it was Korean or English? And
He just ask you, can you speak Korean? Is it okay? But
So-
the problem is there is a question, and you're the target for the questions.
Very good, very good. Yeah. I think that once you can speak Korean, there is a big benefit, I guess.
Huge benefit.
Yeah, it's kind of a big benefit. Sometimes you can get a better opportunity, or you can be a face of your company, or you can be a part, like you are one of a 100%, but if there are selected 3% to be on the commercial advertisement, you must be included there, right?
Right.
Because you are showing the diversity and you are proud of the company.
Right.
So definitely you may struggle to settle down, but once you well settled, like Antoine, so definitely in Hankook Tire, you are one of the most pride of themselves, I think. Yeah.
I hope.
Okay, so next question. I will finish my master's degree next year and hope to work in Korea. I really hope to. And especially in the engineering or medical imaging fields. Is it possible for a master's graduate without work experience to get a job here? Since many companies prefer Korean or PhD holders, what should I prepare before applying? For example, like skills, portfolios, and does school reputation matter when applying?
So, okay. Well, actually, yeah, for the last question, they talk about the school reputation. I think it does matter. I mean,
It matters.
yeah, it matters because, of course, you come from a very big school like Seoul University. You're going to be much easier to get into the company. But it doesn't mean that if you come from a small one, like you will be discriminated. It won't like put you down, but just it's going to be easier to get in if you have come from a big university. Even if you come from a foreign university. I remember like before they employed the second French guy of Hankook Tire, they came to me and because that French guy graduated in France actually, and they asked me, "Do you know this university? Is it a big university in France?" And in France we don't really care about that, not that much, not as much as Korea. Like, oh, I guess. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, very very good, and he got in.
Because they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know. I just said, yeah, it's very good. So yeah, this is pretty important. And for things to prepare, yeah, I mean, yeah, again, of course, you have to put every details of what you did, what were your research points, and what are your skills and everything, of course. It's one thing. I think, for example, when you apply for Hankook Tire, you have to apply online. Usually, if you're a newcomer, you have to go to the Hankook website and apply online, and they ask you to upload your thesis. Your end of master or PhD thesis so you can check what you did. So yeah, it's important to do that. But if you come as a employee that already had a career before, usually you don't have to show all of that. It's a bit more straightforward. But as a new, straight from PhD or master degree, it's better to show everything you did in that school also.
Actually, I wanted to ask before, but I forgot. You work in a testing company, then 6 years there.
Yeah.
When you left that company, what did your boss talking about you then?
Well, it was a bit surprised because I was actually doing pretty well there. But at the time I had to go back to France for some family stuff. So I had no other choice but to leave. And as I tried to go back to Korea, I got lucky to find the job in Hanguk Tire. Because of course I could have go back to the smaller company, but big company felt more like an upgrade, in my career, so that's why I applied to go to Hanguk Tire. And also I had some friend connection that could introduce me to Hanguk Tire, so that's why I decided to go there. Yeah.
So experienced cases normally through the network or introduction.
Network is always good, of
always
course.
good, and also sometimes job opening is only limited information within the company. So once you have any good network, then you can get those information sooner than others. So
and again, there are job fairs also targeted to global talents. I think twice a year in COEX, you have a job fair with many companies coming to recruit only foreign students, global talents. And also, if you want to apply for a company, usually it's mostly online for most of the big companies. But the thing is, you cannot apply anytime in the year. They have openings during the year, maybe twice a year for a month. They're gonna open the employment, and you can go and apply, send your resume and everything. But you cannot just go show up and hey, can you employ me? It's still very, very structured, and so you have to make sure go to those job fairs and see when is the opening time for employment, or check the company's websites. And then you can try to apply for a job.
How about self-advertise or branding? For example, LinkedIn or any posting about your article. Do you have any promotion of yourself?
While I was in the US, many professors asked the PhD student to make their own website to advertise their research. They say that's really important. And then put our publication or other work, the TL or other research workshops. There is one thing I have now. And then,
really?
Yeah. Also, of course, LinkedIn, they insist to use.
Yes. I think this is very important.
Yeah.
And then what I found is most of the research and researcher and R&D people are not good at self-branding. They don't promote themselves. They are very talented, but they are not interested in to promote themselves. I think that is also very important because especially experienced cases, of course, not many Korean now using LinkedIn, but now increasing. So those who are in charge of the global talent resources, HR, they are using LinkedIn and they try to search it from LinkedIn also. So I think you also can have a good connection on there, and also you can maybe have some potential opportunity there.
Right.
So
and the one thing I noticed here is the many laboratory has their own lab website. Especially KIRD. And then they also put their student activities like the publication or even for the conference attendance, like a blog style. So student can also use that lab website really to advertise themselves.
Actually, I am not a researcher, but I'm doing I'm very active in LinkedIn, and I actually, after this kind of thing, I'm posting a lot about this KIRD event and things because I want to have more and more people have the chance to look at and having a more opportunity. Then some people think I'm a researcher. Then they send a message to me, maybe we can collaborate to some research. Sorry, I'm not a researcher. I'm just trying to advertise more for the Korean research, global talent researching area. Like this, once you are you're exposed to a lot, then there's opportunity. Maybe they just want to collaborate with you, or they want to have some kind of opportunity to having some kind of research together. So we don't know. So those weak tie is something that make opportunity. So we really hope that you are having presence in this kind of area in the field. Okay, so last question. What is your ultimate goal in your life? Wow, good question.
Very hard to reply to that question, to be honest. It's kind of philosophical. I don't know. Just be happy. It's very.
With your family,
family, and also be happy in the workplace. Also, is very important because that's where you spend most of your life. So
yes, right.
you gotta make sure you find the place where you feel comfortable, surrounded by people you like, and make the most of your time, of course.
Akira. Very,
pretty hard.
Meaningful question.
That's really hard to talk after Antoine.
It's pretty much the same, I guess, for everybody.
Being happy is very important. But for me, I'm really enthusiastic for the research. So I hope there could be some contribution of my research for someone's life. If someone says, "Oh, my life was saved by your research," or something like that, or even that guy didn't specify my name, but I could see some relationship between my research and their life. That would be very
too good.
Yeah,
nice,
fantastic.
And
can we just?
Oh, yeah.
I saw there was another question. Talk about PhD. If you're overqualified, if you're a PhD. I think it's an interesting question also to mention.
I want to know how startup or small company see PhD graduate. Do they think that PhD graduates are overqualified to work for them?
So that's an issue, I think, more in a Western country, like in Europe or in France, for example. And if you have a PhD, usually you have to hide it because people won't employ you. You're going to cost too much money. I know some people, they have 2 PhDs and have to say, "Oh no, I just have a graduate, a master or whatever to get a job." But in the case of Hanguk, they are really valorized a lot, the PhDs. And if you enter as a PhD, even as a new employee, you start from the highest rank already in the company. So I think in Korea it's very good to pursue your PhD and show that you're really willing to learn because Korean people, they love to learn, right? So if you also
education focus.
Education. So I think it's not overvalued at all. I think it's a very good thing to go to a PhD.
There is a kind of the big barrier that those, for example, like a university graduate, they never overcome even their talent and their performance is really good. Still, there is some kind of the barrier they cannot overcome of a graduate. So that's why during their working hour, after working hour, they attend another university to get graduates because they want to overcome it. Only to overcome it is the way to get degree. So that is one of the big barrier here, but that can be a good opportunity for you in Korea because we are very education focused.
Very.
Okay, so that will be the final questions and answer for that. And any last comments?
Well, I was really happy to be here tonight and share my experience with you. I hope I helped a lot of people, like Akira. Actually, I think it's good to help people. And again, if there are any more questions, I think my LinkedIn has been shared. So if you have some question to ask me, don't hesitate and just contact me, and I'll be happy to help you guys.
Great. And any last comment, Akira?
Yeah, that was very meaningful time to talk to Antoine. And then there's so many opportunities in Korea as well as so many challenges. But I really enjoy the Korean atmosphere. So I'd be really happy if you could have any good hint to challenge the Korean life from here. Thanks so much.
I really hope all of you guys get a job in here and settle down and for lifetime being our Korean citizen. That's what we hope. And thank you for joining us today. And we really hope to be connected to each other. And please leave your LinkedIn profile on our Padlet link. So if you go there, you can find all those speakers and other researchers also. So we really hope to keep connected to each other and be helpful each other. Okay, so in addition, we also have a KakaoTalk channel where we share the updated informations, and feel free to join if you'd like to stay informed. Any new opportunity of participating at this kind of seminars or any event, and all information are shared in that KakaoTalk channel, so you can join there. Before we close, I'd like to share one more announcement. The next and the final R&D Career Talk in Korea of this year will be held in this month again, so November 26th. So it will be the last and for this year's Career Talk event. So we really hope you will join again and show your interest in the last seminar about 2025. So next year we continue, but this year will be the last in 26th of November. So thank you very much and see you next time. Bye bye.